Live from Guy Smith Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina. 84 degrees outside, a sunny summer day for the Wilmington Sharks, 8-3, facing the Greenville Yard Gnomes, 2-12 in the CPL. Hello, everybody. I'm Lance Williams on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network, where you can find select road games on this very YouTube channel, and all Sharks home games and all Sharks and all CPL games, they can be found with video broadcasts on FloSports. 11 games into the season. It's about halfway through the first half. The 8-3 Sharks are just half a game behind the Wilson Tobbs and Peninsula Pilots, who share first place in the division at 9-3. The winner of the first half is guaranteed a spot in the Pettit Cup playoffs. The Sharks, they didn't win either half last season. It was actually their rivals, the Morehead City Marlins, who won the first and second half championships. But they made the playoffs because they had the second best overall record behind the Marlins in the East Division last year. In the playoffs, Sharks defeated the Marlins, advanced to the Pettit Cup championship, won Game 1 against Lexington County, dropped the next two, losing the championship. That was the Sharks' fourth championship appearance, and they came just shy of earning their third crown. The Sharks here in 2024, though, they're red hot, a 4-game winning streak, coming off back-to-back walk-offs. Obviously, no walk-off is possible tonight, with this being a road game. The Sharks still looking to add another win. Greenville, however, in their inaugural season in the Coastal Plain League, a tough season. They're 2-12, have just won one game in their last 12 games. The Sharks, they're 7th in batting average and on base percentage at .253 and .377 respectively. But really, their calling card, it's got to be pitching. They have a CPL best 2.67 ERA, 10 strikeouts yesterday, 16 strikeouts on Thursday. Greenville, they're hitting the third worst in the CPL at .214, averaging the third fewest runs per game at .407. That's 4.07. And then on the mound, the Yard Gnomes' second highest ERA at 6.89, allowing 7.79 runs per game. So the Sharks' best pitching team statistically in the Coastal Plain League. The Yard Gnomes, one of the bottom teams in terms of hitting in the CPL. So, speaking of other matchups, other games in the CPL tonight, Florence, they're in Lexington County. The High Toms are in Martinsville. Pilots in Holly Springs, that game affects the top of the East Division. Macon, they're in Forest City. Boone, they're in Asheboro. Morehead City, they're in Tri-City. And Lexington County and Florence, they actually have a doubleheader. So, back to this game. Let's take a look at the starting pitchers. We'll start with the Wilmington Sharks. Their starter for tonight, that's Aubrey Smith from UNC Wilmington, local to the Wilmington area, from right over the bridge in Leland. Redshirt sophomore, 6'3", 200 pounds. It's his third start and third appearance. Has no decision, a 1.22 ERA, 7 1/3 innings pitched, 9 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. He's only allowed 1 run. That came in his last start against Peninsula last Sunday. In fact, I actually got the opportunity to speak with Aubrey. It was funny, the first outing he had in Holly Springs, I interviewed him, and I kind of thought, oh, maybe I shouldn't have interrupted the starting pitcher. You know, they have their meticulous routines. But then he went on to throw 4 shutout innings. The next outing, 3 1/3 innings with 1 run. So obviously 3 1/3 with a run. Average that out, it's a little less than a 3.00 ERA. So that's a good outing. But this time we both agreed that we'll do another interview. And so we did just that here. Let's take a look at that.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement.
Aubrey tonight against Greenville, their typical 3-hole hitter, Jack Herring, 5'10", but he has a lot of power this season. 3 doubles, 2 home runs. He's hitting .340. How do you contain a hitter like that?
Just try to keep him off balance, hitting his timing, try to mess up his timing as best as I can. See how it goes.
And then this year, through 7 1/3, just 2 strikeouts. Are you not going for strikeouts, or is that something you want to work on?
Yeah, it is a goal because it looks cool, but if I can get guys out in less than 3 pitches, that's pretty optimal. Just keep the pitch count down. But, I would like to up those numbers a little bit.
And then tonight, you're with your UNC Wilmington teammate, Matt Gillespie, for the first time this season. What's your relationship like with him?
We're really tight. It's actually my first time pitching with him in center behind me, so looking forward to that. Hope it should be fun.
All right, thank you, Aubrey.
Thanks, dude.
So that's my interview there with Aubrey Smith. I'll speak more on Smith's appearance tonight, as well as the starter for the home team, the Greenville Yard Gnomes. First, we'll take a pause for the national anthem.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Your family is your legacy. Planning for a natural disaster will make sure you're all safe. Visit ready.gov/plan today for the tools and tips you need to protect that legacy. That's ready.gov/plan. A message brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
So, beautiful rendition of our country's national anthem here in Greenville. That's Guy Smith Stadium with Ronald R.V. Vincent Field. So, I was mentioning Aubrey Smith. We were talking about the superstition there. He actually loaned me his sunglasses for today. This is a new thing I'm doing with the broadcast, having a camera here. I'm going to have it for the 5th inning. I'm going to call it the 5th inning face cam, but I'd just love to show off these nice sunglasses that Aubrey Smith loaned to me, so I appreciate that, and I wish him well on the mound. Now let's take a look at the other guy on the mound. That's for the Greenville Yard Gnomes. It's a righty, Colton Dorsey from Wallace Community College. They're the Governors, a 1.29 ERA this season with the Yard Gnomes in 2 starts. Now the lineups, we'll start with the Wilmington Sharks. For Wilmington, leading off for them, Connor Powell, followed by Caleb Johnson hitting second, Trace Wilhoit in the 3 spot, Jake Rothenhouse third cleanup duties, Matt Gillespie in center field, Justin Herrera the DH, Joey DiMucci the catcher, Oliver Zone hitting 8th in right field, and Mike Stelrecht rounding out the order He's the shortstop. Now the lineups for the home team's Greenville Yard Gnomes. That's Cervo in center field, Howard in right, Jack Herring, the left fielder, hitting third, Delgado in first base, Bauk at second, Vasquez at third, Rodriguez the catcher, hitting seventh, Darnell the DH, hitting eighth, rounding out the order, that's the shortstop, Brannigan. So, a couple practice pitches around, and that guy who I spoke with Aubrey Smith about, Jack Herring, one of the most dangerous hitters in probably the entire CPL. It's, his fourth year of summer ball this year. He's played in all 14 games, hitting .340 with those 2 doubles and 2 home runs. Now up to the plate is Connor Powell. This game between the Wilmington Sharks and the Greenville Yard Gnomes. Sharks, their baby blue uniforms, green pants, navy caps. As the first pitch comes in, down for ball 1. Yard Gnomes, they're all yellow uniforms with green stripes on the pants, green numbering, and a green cap. This pitch fired outside for ball 2. Connor Powell, second year as a Shark. The 2-0 pitch fouled off above the press box. I'm not on the press box, but I am fortunate enough to thank the Greenville Yard. So I'm on a picnic table on the first baseline. So I have the 2-2 pitch dashes down in the way. So I'm a little beyond first base, really close view to the field. It's the closest I've ever been for a baseball game as a broadcaster. The payoff pitch. This one hit on the left side, foul. I am in foul territory. The netting goes a little bit beyond first base, but I'm probably 20 feet after that as the 3-2 pitch. This one bounced over to the first baseman. Underhand throw back to the pitcher Dorsey for the first out. So the leadoff man is retired. Now to hit is Caleb Johnson, the switch hitting second baseman for today. Came into the game yesterday. That was the Sharks' walk-off win over the Asheboro Zookeepers. As a bench hitter, he was hit by a pitch and he was walked. So no plate appearance, but did his job getting on base, something he does very well as the first pitch to him comes in, away and low for ball 1. Greenville versus Wilmington, the 1-0 pitch. Darts over the plate for strike 1. The Wilmington Sharks have won their last 4 games. Greenville has dropped their last 2. This pitch bounced on the left side, foul. Zookeepers last played yesterday at home against Holly Springs. They lost 9-3. Check that, they're only on a 1-game losing streak. Their second win came on Thursday. That was also against the Salamanders. That one in Ting Stadium. So 1-2 count to the second baseman, Johnson. The pitch bounced foul. Caleb Johnson stirring up dirt in that left-handed box. It's the Sharks' first time playing here in Greenville. As the 1-2 pitch outside for ball 2. So Greenville, a member, well, not the Yard Gnomes, but Greenville, the city, they had the Greenies, where this pitch to Johnson ripped on the right side, foul. So the Greenville Greenies played in this ballpark, that's Guy Smith Stadium. It was built in 1939. And so the Greenies, they played in the original Coastal Plain League, which played in the late 30s, interrupted by World War II, and then later the late 40s and 50s. As this pitch to Johnson, ball 3. than the Greenville Greenies. They were actually a major league affiliate, the Washington Senators, in 1939. As the payoff pitch to Johnson, this one's hit high along the third base line. And it's the third baseman. That's Vasquez making the catch as he drops to one knee. So now 2 away in the top of the first. Sharks versus Yard Gnomes. These teams have faced off one time before this season. That was at Buck Hardy Field. Sharks won 5-3. So in a very tough inaugural season, as now to hit is Trace Wilhoit, the first baseman. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Wilhoit from Lipscomb University. That pitch beneath the knees for ball 2. Wilhoit was right in the front of the bus on the about 2-hour trip here to Greenville. The pitch here to him, he's cut on and missed. So now 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 away to Wilhoit. Family from just north of Lexington. Is this pitch above the chest for ball 3. And so Wilhoit, his parents actually came to the Shark Tank earlier this week to watch him play, where he went 1 for 3. Now this 3-1. Inside, ball 4. The first base runner of the game. It's Trace Wilhoit off the walk. Out of the dish is Jack Rothenhausler, the DH hitting, check that, let that be third baseman hitting 4th. Rothenhausler, a utility man, plays third and right field. See him a lot in the DH spot. He has a runner at first and Trace Wilhoit. Not much speed, but first baseman. First pitch to Rothenhausler, rifled outside the plate for ball 1. And once again, I'm really grateful for Aubrey Smith for giving me his sunglasses, because otherwise I might be in trouble. I could see the game well, though. Dorsey's 1-0. Fastball, can't find the zone for ball 2. Greenville Yard Gnomes, a mascot Knuckles. It's just an old dude with some fake pointy ears walking around with a big white beard. As the 2-0 pitch to Rothenhausler. Inside, ball 3. So the Oregon playing some tunes. It's Rothenhausler at the plate with the 3-0 pitch. That's ball 4. Down beneath the zone. So now the Sharks with 2 runners on, after drawing 2 consecutive walks with 2 outs. So it's Wilhoit moving over to second, Rothenhausler at first. Both better known for their performances at the plate than on the base paths. As Matt Gillespie, the center fielder from the University of North Carolina at Wilmington, by way of Apex, North Carolina. 2 runners on, the pitch to Gillespie finds the zone for a called strike. Gillespie is giving me food recommendations before this game. He's trying to eat here at the plate. The 0-1. High and outside the mitt of the catcher, Rodriguez. Bases, no action on the bases. It's Wilhoit at second, Rothenhausler at first. Here's the pitch from Dorsey. Down, good block there by the catcher Rodriguez. So the sun, probably about an hour and a half from setting on the left field corner. It's beaming here on this late summer afternoon in Greenville, North Carolina. Runner at second in Will Hoyt. Here's the pitch to Gillespie. That one's high and in. So after retiring the first two Sharks batters, the pitcher Colton Dorsey, one ball away from walking the bases loaded. Here's the 3-1. And there it is, ball 4 beneath the knees. And look at this, now up to the dish is Justin Herrera. 2 for 5 yesterday, a solo home run in the second, and the walk-off hit in the bottom of the ninth. In that win over the Zookeepers, the Sharks scored 5 runs in the ninth inning. And now a mound meeting. Colton Dorsey, not the start he wanted. It's the first broadcast on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network during a split squad game. So I'm excited to have multiple Sharks games broadcasted at once. As Justin Herrera steps in the right-handed box with his white cleats and white batting gloves. Will Hoyt at third, Rothenhauser at second, Gillespie at first with 2 away. Switch to Herrera. Finds the inside corner for a called strike. Herrera, a couple practice swings. It's the 0-1 pitch now. This one ripped out to center field, right center field. And it's the right fielder making the grab. That's Howard as he dove forward. A nice play there made by the Greenville right fielder. Still scoreless as we enter the bottom of the first. Sharks leave the bases loaded off no hits.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Your family is your legacy. Planning for a natural disaster will make sure you're all safe. Visit ready.gov/plan today for the tools and tips you need to protect that legacy. That's ready.gov/plan, a message brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Here in the bottom of the first inning, Greenville hosting the Wilmington Sharks. Up to hit now is Joey Ciervo, the center fielder from Western Kentucky. And Aubrey Smith on the mound for the Sharks. His third start after redshirting all of this past season. The first pitch is fired over to third. Trying to get it is Rothenhauser, throw over to first. And he's out. Jack Rothenhauser almost lost that ball over by the hot corner. He was able to fire it over to Trace Wilhoit for the first out. Now to hit is Aiden Howard from Dallas Baptist, the right fielder. Dallas Baptist, small school, but always a baseball powerhouse. They lost just this most recent Sunday to Grand Canyon in the Tucson Regional. So one away in the bottom of the first. Here's the pitch to Howard. Ball one. It's funny, Aubrey Smith, he said he's never had his college teammate Matt Gillespie in center. He said they've never really played together, at least in college. There's a fastball outside, and the bunt's not able to be pulled back in time. But I asked Gillespie about that, and he says he's just wrong. Apparently they played in both of their true freshman years. Here's the pitch, just outside for ball two. And Gillespie said they did actually play together. It was at Campbell. So here's the 2-1 to Howard. Swung on and missed, strike two. So Gillespie said that Aubrey Smith, his memory is just wrong. In fact, the first pitch Smith threw in that relief appearance was ripped out to center field where Gillespie made a good catch. So there's a fastball in the dirt for ball three. So not only was Smith wrong, but Gillespie had a vivid memory of making a good catch out. So the pitch was taken out towards the wall. So here's the 3-2 to Howard. Bounced foul on the right side. Aubrey Smith with just 2 strikeouts through 7 1/3 innings pitched. Here's a 3-2. Hit over towards Rothenhauser. I throw it on the ground. Throw over to Will Hoyt. An infield single for Aiden Howard, the right fielder, who made that terrific catch in the top of this frame. The first base hit of the game comes off the bat of Aiden Howard. As now Jack Herring, the left fielder, the most dangerous hitter in the Yard Gnomes order, and he has a runner at first in Howard. Herring from Rollins, where he hit just .287 this past year. It's the first pitch to him, strike one. He did hit a plethora of extra base hits, 12 doubles, 2 triples, 3 home runs, a .911 OPS. A runner at first in Howard, one away in the bottom of the first, still scoreless between the Yard Gnomes and the Sharks. Is the 0-1. Down and away for ball one. Smith. So the goal is with Herring is try to affect his balance at the plate. Don't want to have him too collected, because that's when he can do damage. So here's the 1-1. On the outside corner for a called strike. And Smith, not many strikeouts in his past two outings, nor in his true freshman season. Is the 1-2 pitch. That one's outside for ball two. And Smith says he doesn't mind if he can get a guy out before there are even 3 pitches to be thrown. In fact, that's a good thing. It keeps the pitch count low. But it's also cool to have those strikeout numbers. I see her checking over at first. Throw to Will Hoyt. Tag not applied in time. So Smith would love to get those strikeout numbers, but all that matters is you don't allow runs. As here's this pitch, and it's outside. Second straight full count. This time to Jack Herring. Smith digs himself into that mound. The righty versus the left-handed hitter in Herring. Here's the pitch. Off goes Howard. Doesn't matter. It's ball 4. That hit is Abdriel Delgado with Gasolina as his walk-up song. Always a banger. I always think of the movie Benchwarmers, the iconic I Am 12 in the Little League game. That song's played there. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch, called strike one to Delgado. It's Howard at second, Herring, he's at first. Delgado hitting cleanup for the Yard Gnomes with one out in the bottom of the first, scoreless between the Sharks. Next pitch, outside, ball two. A late fly over here at the ballpark, unintentional by the helicopter driver. Smith eyeing over at the runner, Howard at second, Herring's at first. And here, Howard's caught in the pickoff attempt, throw over to third. Rothenhauser now with the ball, pump fakes, tags Howard out. Over at second now is Herring. Good job there by the Sharks defense, getting rid of one of the base runners. I believe it's a 1-4-5 pickoff. So Herring over at second now. Now there's two away with the 1-1 count to the first baseman, Delgado. Clouds covering the sun. Here's the pitch. Throwing as bad as Delgado's. That's strike two. Threw that one over towards the Sharks dugout on the right side of the field. Delgado gets his Wonder Boy back because he's wiping off the grip. Maybe I think he applied some pine tar maybe. So 1 strikes to Abdriel Delgado, the first baseman. The runner at second and Jack Herring. A scoreless ball game between the Sharks and the Yard Gnomes. Aubrey Smith, the righty on the mound. Fires in the 1-2. Is fouled softly into the dirt. Delgado just barely got a piece of that fastball by Smith. And Aubrey Smith, there's the fastball, the cutter, slider, and change. He's looking for that strikeout pitch here. Looks over at Herring at second. Now the 1-2. Outside. Now it hit him. So Aubrey Smith lost the control on that one. There were a lot of hit by pitches last night. The starter, Spencer Cipro, he hit 2 batters. The Sharks pitching as a team, they hit 4. So the Yard Gnomes back with 2 runners on. Herring still at second, and now Delgado at first. Up to hit now is Parks Bauk, the second baseman, and a teammate of the Sharks' first baseman, Will Hoyt. They both played at Lipscomb University. Also happens to be the alma mater of the Sharks manager, Russ Burrows. Here's the pitch to Bauk. Fastball on the far side of the plate for a called strike. Greenville Yard Gnomes. Green bleachers. I'm on a green picnic table as this ball softly bounced over to Rothenhauser at third. He tags third base, and it's foul. So, no balls, 2 strikes to the second baseman, Bauk, with the runner at second in Herring, and the man at first in Delgado. Will Hoyt playing far off that first base bag. Here's the pitch from Smith. Snubbed back into the backdrop, foul. Still a 0-2 count to the Greenville second baseman. Runners at first and second. Still scoreless in the bottom of the first between these two East Division teams as this pitch buried in the dirt for ball one. These college players, they come here with things to work on. To these summer leagues, that is, and Smith looking for a strikeout pitch. It's the count 1-2. Here's the pitch. This one bounced over to Rothenhauser at third, throw over to second. It's Johnson tagging the base to retire the side. Still scoreless. Top of the second coming up next on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doIHavePrediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Coming into the second inning, Sharks and Yard Gnomes still scoreless. Wilmington 8-3, about halfway through this first half of the CPL season. The Yard Gnomes, they're 2-12. So Greenville, tough start for their first season as an organization. The Wilmington Sharks, one of the oldest, or at least tied for oldest organizations, as they are one of the first CPL teams. So they've been there since, well, I guess not quite day one, because the original CPL played in the 30s and 40s, as Grayson Linderman walking back towards the dugout with an Uncrustable. And man, these bus rides, they're quite long, and of course I could bring food, but I don't have Uncrustables. I'd really go for one. There's now to hit for the Sharks, the bottom of their order, with Joey DiMucci, Oliver Zone, and Mike Stelrecht, the shortstop. Here's the pitch to DiMucci. Fastball inside. And Aiden Howard, the right fielder for Greenville. Positive words of encouragement to his starter Dorsey for about every pitch. Is that pitch inside and low for ball two. DiMucci came into the game last night as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning and just took a pitch on his shin. This pitch, there's a strike on the inside part of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike to DiMucci, still scoreless in the top of the second between Greenville and Wilmington. And DiMucci, he hobbled over to first as this pitch ripped over to the third baseman. Throw over to first, stretching out. They said he comes off the base. That was Vasquez throwing over to Delgado. The first base umpire said he came off. So the leadoff man, DiMucci, is on. Here to the dish is Oliver Zone from Lander University. So DiMucci hobbled over to first, and he wanted to stay in the game. At that point, he was the second run to be scored in that game. So they were still in a 3-run hole if he would score. And it was actually this guy at the plate who came in for him. Zone takes the first pitch he sees down the middle for a called strike. And Zone, he ended up scoring in that pinch running appearance. But DiMucci said he didn't. He limped over to first, went back in the dugout, ran onto the field with the walk-off. Said he couldn't feel anything due to the adrenaline, and then afterwards he's like, man, that actually kind of hurts, and it left a mark today. So here's the 0-1 pitch to Zone, bounced on the right side, drops foul. No balls, 2 strikes to the right fielder, Oliver Zone. The catcher DiMucci with a 6-foot lead off first. So here's the 0-2. That one high. Zone. A lot of speed, not much height. Listed at 5'7". He's got a small strike zone for the starter, Colton Dorsey, to locate. DiMucci with a larger lead off first now. This pitch, that one above the helmet of Zone. So the count 2-2. Neither team with a strikeout in the second inning. Sharks, they had 10 last night, 16 on Thursday. There's the 2-2. And that one sails off the backdrop. DiMucci runs over to second. Sharks now with another runner in scoring position. They stranded the bases loaded to start off this game. DiMucci from Transfer Portal University. He entered that earlier this week. It's the 3-2 pitch to Zone. Ball 4. Here's Mike S.H.A.R.K.S, the shortstop from Binghamton University out in New York. Binghamton, the start of their season, it's pretty cold. We're out in the 50s. You have to wear sleeves. S.H.A.R.K.S, not the biggest fan of playing baseball in chilly weather. That's why the Bearcats, they start off their season on the road a lot, something you see with a lot of those teams up north. So they played down in Houston, played in a tournament against Wake Forest. They played the Demon Deacons twice, only lost by 1 run in both games. Something to hold their hat on. S.H.A.R.K.S still scoreless, top of the second, runners at first and second. S.H.A.R.K.S lines up a bunt, but he fouls it onto the roof behind home plate. It's DiMucci at second, Zone at first. Catchers not known for their speed. I would say DiMucci has better speed than a typical catcher. Zone, however, a 15-foot lead. He's fast. This pitch to S.H.A.R.K.S high for ball 1. Oliver Zone at first. This pitch flipped backwards, foul. Mike S.H.A.R.K.S still with a 1-2 count. Colton Dorsey on the mound. DiMucci at second, Zone at first. This pitch, another foul ball, this time on the right side. The excellent hospitality of Greenville. They've also given me an umbrella to shield me from both the sun and foul balls. Now the 1-2 to the shortstop. S.H.A.R.K cut on and missed. Might have been foul tipped, actually. Either way, there's the first out and the first strikeout of the game. That's the first out of the second inning. Now Connor Powell up to hit the top of the Sharks order with one away. Scoreless game between the Gnomes and the Sharks. DiMucci at second, Zone at first. Clouds continue to drape around the skyline as Powell takes the first pitch outside, maybe a little low for ball one. Colton Dorsey, the righty, fires a fastball just outside for ball two. Howard, the right fielder, I don't know how his voice doesn't get tired. He's been supporting his pitcher all game. It's still the top of the second. We'll see how long it lasts. As this 2-0 pitch, this one hit high along the third base line. Making the grab for the second out is Vasquez. Here's the shortstop, Caleb Johnson, with 2 outs. And DiMucci at second, Zone at first. Wilmington and Greenville still scoreless. The second time these teams have faced off this season, the Sharks won that game 5-3. He takes the first pitch beneath the knees for ball one. Johnson from Phoenix City, Alabama, about 30 minutes away from Auburn. As this 1-0 pitch swung on, no contact, strike one. Dorsey, 2 runners on. Is the pitch, the 1-1. Barely off the plate for ball two. DiMucci, the catcher, the sliding mid on his left hand. He's at second base, Zone at first, no mitt. Johnson takes a healthy hack, count 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, 2 on. Top of the second. Dorsey's pitch, this one. A ground ball on the right side, out for a base hit, and it gets past the right fielder, Howard. That will score DiMucci. Zone rounding third now. Here's Johnson going over to third. And the right fielder, Howard, was very engaged vocally. But that ground ball just got right past his glove. Sharks now up 2-0 in the top of the second. Don't know how that will be ruled. Certainly a base hit for Johnson. Maybe the runners score off an error. Either way, it's Caleb Johnson with exceptional speed at third. Here's the first pitch. Strike one to Trace Wilhoit. Wilhoit at the plate with a 0-1 count. Johnson at third. 2 away. Next pitch. Beneath the knees. Ball one. Wilhoit, during batting practice today, he was hitting some over the wall. Here's the 1-1. A home run hack there, but he can't make contact. 1-2 now. Reese Sabo at first base. The coach, the 1-2 pitch, inside ball two. Sabo made the journey. It's actually the first road trip he's made since he arrived in Wilmington as the coach. Here's the 2-2 to Wilhoit. This one hit on the left side, It stays fair for a base hit. That's rolling in the left field corner. Wilhoit now hustling over to second as Johnson did score. Count now 3-0 Sharks. The score 3-0 Sharks. So back-to-back base knocks for Wilhoit. It's a double. It's very difficult for me. I'm on the first base line at field level, so it's almost impossible to decipher the third base foul line. Either way, a mound meeting commencing for the Yard Gnomes. The Sharks have taken a 3-0 lead. So, that's it for the starter. He leaves a runner at second. We'll take a pause here on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S.Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Your family is your legacy. Planning for a natural disaster will make sure you're all safe. Visit ready.gov/plan today for the tools and tips you need to protect that legacy. That's ready.gov/plan. A message brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Back here in the top of the second inning, Sharks facing the Greenville Yard Gnomes. They have a 3-0 lead. Those runs came off the starter, Colton Dorsey, who only goes 1 and some change. It's an inning and 2/3. In this inning, Sharks with 3 base hits, including a Wilhoit double. As Wilhoit, he's over at second now with Jack Rothenhauser at the plate. First base Cheesy is a called strike. And so, the new pitcher is Luke Lambert. His 5th appearance. His 7th appearance. It's this pitch. Get out on the left side. And Rothenhauser forced out at first. Not before the Sharks can score 3 runs off 3 hits. They leave a runner stranded. And 1 error by the right fielder Howard. Bottom of the second coming up next on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network.
Smokey the Bear. Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do. Don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at smokeybear.com, and remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child.
Bottom of the second inning, the starter Aubrey Smith with a 3-run cushion after the 3-run second inning by Wilmington. First pitch here, ball 1 to Carlos Vasquez, the third baseman. Vasquez, 1 for 6 on the year. He fouls this one off. One ball, one strike for Carlos Vasquez. See, he rips this one over towards shortstop S.H.A.R.K.S, but it gets past him. That'll be an infield base hit for the third baseman, Vasquez. Coming up to the dish now is Nick Rodriguez from USF in Tampa, Florida. He has a runner at first. Pitch beneath the knees, ball 1. The runner at first is Vasquez. Vasquez with a 7-foot lead off first. The 1-0 from Aubrey Smith. This one driven right towards the shortstop, S.H.A.R.K.S. No, it gets past him again. Mike S.H.A.R.K.S. The first time he's played shortstop for the Sharks in a CPL game this year. Probably another base hit, I would imagine. And it is. So not exactly easy plays for a shortstop to make, but it's not an impossible play. And if you got in front of that, that could have been 2. Either way, though, now the Yard Gnomes with Vasquez at second, Rodriguez at first. Up to hit now is Sean Darnell from the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Still no outs in the bottom of the second. Here's a bunt. Just hit on the left side, foul. Rothenhauser was charging in trying to catch it as it was popped in the air. Instead it drops, so no 1 count now to the designated hitter. Not very often do you see a DH hitting 8th. Vasquez at second. Rodriguez at first. Will Hoyt holding the runner on at first. Left-handed hitter in Darnell against the righty Smith. Sharks up 3-0. This pitch fouled into the screen. So no balls, 2 strikes to Sean Darnell. So here's Justin Herrera, 2 for 5 last night with the dinger and the walk-off. It's cool. I'm on the first baseline, so Sharks guy's walking right in front of me. Smith on the mound, runners at first and second, 2 away, or 2 strikes, no outs in the bottom of the second. Smith taking his time. This pitch, high for ball 1. One ball, 2 strikes. The designated hitter, Darnell. Vasquez at second, Rodriguez at first. The 1-2. This one popped on the left side. Goes out of the field of play, foul. Still no outs in the bottom of the second. Sharks up 3-0 over Greenville. Smith's 1-2 pitch. This one bounced on the infield. Over to Will Hoyt, throw over to second, throw over to first. They got him. It was I believe it was a 3-6-1 double play. But the runner at second, he got over to third. Coming up to the dish now is Zaid Brannigan, another Western Kentucky guy. He has a runner at third in Vasquez. Sharks up 3-0. Pitch from Smith, swung on, strike one. The 0-1 fouled into, well, out of the park from home plate. So no 2 count now to Brannigan, hitting 9th in the Greenville order. Yard Gnomes 2-12 in their first season. Smith's 0-2 pitch. This one hit above my head, foul. Smith still without a strikeout. Says strikeouts look cool in the stat sheet. The 0-2, this one. Pounded out to center field. Backing down is Gillespie. He makes the grab to retire the side. So the Yard Gnomes leave a runner stranded off 2 hits. They can't bring any home. Wilmington leads 3-0 on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network.
Smokey the Bear. Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do. Don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com, and remember,
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. You can join the movement to end hunger by donating, volunteering, and advocating. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Top of the third, Sharks up 3-0 against the Greenville Yard Gnomes. Here at the dish is Mac Gillespie. The center fielder. On the mound still is Luke Lambert. So I believe that's a new arm. It's a lefty. I think it's Jack Gibson, maybe. First pitch to Gillespie on the left side, foul. Let that be Jack Holly, number 4. No balls, 1 strike. The center fielder, Gillespie, this pitch snubbed into the netting, foul. Holly. Sorry, that's not Jack Holly. It is Jack Gibson. Too many Jacks. This pitch, down low, ball 1. So here's a UNC Wilmington on UNC Wilmington matchup. So that's very exciting. So now both teams with a Seahawk on the mound. There's the 1-2 pitch to Gillespie, down for ball 2. You have to imagine that these at-bats are a lot more fun for both players. I don't think the Sharks have faced another UNC Wilmington Seahawk, at least not with any in their lineup. Is this 2-2 pitch? Check swing. He went around, says the home plate umpire. So the UNC Wilmington Seahawk lefty playing for Greenville. He retires Matt Gillespie. For the first out of the third inning, up to the dish now is Justin Herrera, the designated hitter. It's his first time playing as a DH this season. First pitch to him, swung on and missed, strike 1. And so for Herrera, he says being the DH, it's a good opportunity to get more at-bats, improve yourself. As the 0-1 comes in for another strike. And Herrera quickly down the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Herrera from Belmont Abbey. This pitch hits him, looks like on the outside hip. And the first hit by pitch from the Yard Gnomes arms. Now to the dish is Joey DiMucci, the catcher. Still recovering from that hit by pitch from yesterday. He has 1 out, a runner at first in Herrera. Sharks up 3-0. Here's the pitch into the screen, foul. Herrera dumped in a nice bath yesterday. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. This one flipped foul. Herrera, 2024 is his second season with Belmont Abbey. He hit .246. He hit 4 home runs. That was after transferring from Monroe Community College for the 2021 and 22 seasons. He takes a swing and a miss there to go down swinging. So Gibson quickly with 2 strikeouts. So Wilmington leads 3-0 in the top of the third. 2 away, a runner at first in Herrera. Here's Oliver Zone, the right fielder. Zone from Raleigh, North Carolina. It's the pitch from the lefty Gibson. Outside ball 1, Zone, a lefty himself. Herrera checked back at first, but he slides in with plenty of time. Oliver Zone steps back into the left-handed box. The 1-0 count, 2 away, Herrera at first. The top of the third, pulls back a bunt, but it finds the zone for a called strike. Oliver Zone, second time playing summer ball. The 1-1, high bouncer, good grab there by the first baseman Delgado to retire the side. So off no hits, no runs, the Sharks leave a runner stranded. They're up 3-0 going into the bottom of the third on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Your family is your legacy. Planning for a natural disaster will make sure you're all safe. Visit ready.gov/plan today for the tools and tips you need to protect that legacy. That's ready.gov/plan. A message brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Bottom of the third, Sharks up 3-0 over the Greenville Yard Gnomes. Up to hit now is Joey Ciervo. First pitch hit to him. Fouled into the mitt of DiMucci for strike one. Next pitch from Smith. Rifled inside for ball one. Aubrey Smith, his third start the 2024 season, is 1-1 pitch. Nice breaking ball. Finds the inside part of the plate for a called strike two. Smith's next pitch fouled off. So Ciervo removes his cap to reveal some blonde hair. Steps back in the right-handed box against the righty starter Smith with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Down low for ball two. Aubrey Smith still looking to locate that strikeout pitch or to create one. So far it hasn't mattered. So he's been able to escape 2 innings without a run. Here's the 2-2. And there it is. Finds the plate for strike three. And the announcer's jinx works in favor of the Wilmington Sharks. And out of the dish, Aiden Howard, the right fielder from Dallas Baptist, in the left-handed box. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball one. Smith fires another one on the outside corner for strike one. Howard just finished his freshman season with Dallas Baptist. Redshirted as he pops this one on the ground, actually, on the right side foul. Pops, not really the right word to use there. Either way, though, it's a 1-2 count for the man from Carrollton, Texas. With the one away in the bottom of the third, Sharks up 3-0. Here's the pitch. This one hit on the ground towards the shortstop Stelrek. Muzzles it, throws over to first for the second out. With 2 outs in the bottom of the third, Wilmington on top 3-0. It's Jack Herring from Rawlins, and Herring, we've talked about it over and over again. The most dangerous hitter in the Sharks lineup. He's been in that 3 spot for about, well, every game, essentially. He's done a great job. .340 batting average, .417 on base percentage, 3 doubles, 2 long balls, 10 runs driven in. He had 2 hits in the last time these two teams faced off. That was on May 25th. He went 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Here's the first pitch to Herring. Chopper over to the second baseman, Johnson right there. Throw over to Will Hoyt at first to retire the side. First 1-2-3 inning for either team. Sharks up 3-0 going into the 4th on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doIHavePrediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Top of the 4th, Wilmington leads 3-0 against Greenville. Here's Mike Stelrecht, the shortstop, up to get some chops in, leading off this inning. He's hitting 9th in the Sharks order. And I believe it's still Jack Gibson, the lefty from UNCW, on the mound. First pitch there, into the netting, foul. And that is Gibson. Stelrecht, 4 for 10 this season. Here's the 0-1. Back into the netting. Count 0-2. Leaning in for the signal. It's Jack Gibson. The 0-2 pitch to the shortstop, swung on and missed. Gibson now up to 3 strikeouts in just an inning and a third. Now to the plate for the 3rd time this game, it's Connor Powell, the left-handed left fielder, looking for his first base knock of the night as the sun blaring in that left field corner. Here's the pitch. Outside. One ball, no strikes. One away. Wilmington leads 3-0 in the top of the 4th. This pitch. Breaking ball on the outside corner for strike 1. Left on left for this at bat. Connor Powell, his 2nd year as a Wilmington Shark. Another 1-2, cut on strike 2. Connor Powell, last season, key contributor for the Sharks, where he hit .325 the .416 on-base percentage. Voted by the fans. Number 2 in terms of who they most want to watch. Here's the 1-2 to him. It's down for ball 2. In addition to his batting average, 10 stolen bases, 21 walks, 1 long ball, and 16 runs driven in. Really helped him get to that championship. The 2-2 to him. That's high and in. He has to back away from it. So Connor Powell, he's worked the count full with 1 out, no one on in the top of the 4th. Gibson size, now he releases. And it's ball 4 outside. First walk by the reliever Gibson. After the starter, he walked 4. Lambert, he only recorded 1 out, and he only faced 2 guys. Didn't strike out or walk any. Now here's Caleb Johnson. He's already 1 for 2 with that hard hit ground ball to right field that got past the right fielder Howard. I believe that was a single, but he got over to third. Here's the pitch to Johnson, cut on, strike 1. And so I like him. So there's Aubrey Smith asking how his glasses are working for me, and they're doing really well, actually. Don't know what I'd be doing without him. As the 0-1 pitch to Johnson, outside, ball 1. And Johnson, the switch hitter, hitting left for the first time tonight. Or hitting right, actually. Here's the pitch to Johnson. This one's hit on the ground over to third, flip over to second, now to first. A double play to end this inning. 5-4-3. So the Sharks, no runs off no hits, no one left on. Bottom of the 4th coming up next. They're up 3-0.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Your family is your legacy. Planning for a natural disaster will make sure you're all safe. Visit ready.gov/plan today for the tools and tips you need to protect that legacy. That's ready.gov/plan. A message brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Bottom of the 4th. Wilmington. They lead 3-0 after their 3-run second. They've held the Yard Gnomes in check. And the new pitcher on the mound in Benny Wilson. So Aubrey Smith, it looks like I'm going to have to interview you again before your next start because you did not allow a run. So Smith, he did allow 3 hits. He struck out 1. Up to the dish. Adriel Delgado takes the first pitch, ball 1. That's the new guy, Benny Wilson. And Smith, he walked 1 and he hit 1. Wilson's next pitch, this one's hit on the line. Out to left field for a base knock. Delgado, the leadoff man, he reaches. And so Benny Wilson, if you remember, his last outing was that exceptional 10th and 11th innings in the win over Morehead City on Thursday. Got out of jams it both times. So here's the pitch here to Parks Bauk. This one, high fly ball out to center field. Gillespie running after it on the warning track now, and he makes it as he tumbles into the wall. And the runner will have to go back to first. Matt Gillespie lost his hat, so he had to go back and retrieve it. But a good effort there made by the center fielder to get the second out. That hit is Carlos Vasquez, already with a base knock today. Runner at first still in Delgado. Sharks up 3-0. Benny Wilson, 6'5" from GW, fastball down low. And I saw Tanner Leonard today. He's with the team, not in the lineup. He was wearing a George Washington shirt, and he goes to Central Arkansas. And I thought that was strange. It's the 1-0 pitch. This one caught on the miss. Strike one. DiMucci loses it, but he gets there. And the runner at first in Delgado stays at first. And Leonard said he got it from Benny Wilson. Both were Sharks last season. And that's something that these guys do after the end of each year. They exchange college merchandise. So, hey, I go here. You can have these shorts. If you give me your shirt, that sort of thing. Cool way to put an end to the season. As the 1-1 pitch. Inside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Carlos Vasquez. In the bottom of the 4th inning, Wilmington leads 3-0. Yard Gnomes have a runner at first in Delgado. Wilson. Working slowly. 2-1. Fired beneath the zone for ball 3. Wilson, left arm covered in tattoos, right arm, strictly pitching. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That one down, it gets beneath the legs of DiMucci. Running over to second safely is Delgado. And that ball was kind of dug into the dirt, but hard to tell if that's a passed ball or a wild pitch. And it was also ball 4, actually. So, goes to show how much I can see the scoreboard as the sun is really beaming onto me now. So Vasquez has walked. Delgado at second. Here to hit is Nick Rodriguez, the USF Bull. Wilson's 1-0. Outside the mid of DiMucci, runs on the third base line, and Vasquez, or let that be Delgado, over to third, and Vasquez to second. The Wilson to DiMucci connection hasn't been there to start this inning. So now 2 balls, no strikes to Rodriguez, the tying run. This pitch swung on, strike 1. So the Yard Gnomes, they have Delgado at third, Vasquez at second. 1 away in the bottom of the 4th. Wilmington, they're up 3-0. Wilson. There's just 2-1. This one's hit hard on the line out to left center field. Underneath it is Powell, makes the grab. Both runners will tag. And a sacrifice fly as the runner at second went back to second. Yard Gnomes get their first run of the game. They trail Wilmington 3-1. So the runner at second, Vasquez, he kind of faked the tag. He's still at second with 2 outs. Up to hit now is Sean Darnell from UNCC. Wilson. Socks up to his knees. First pitch, down. Inches above the dirt. And Benny Wilson was absolutely nails on Thursday. He's kind of struggled with his control here in a situation with a lot less pressure. A runner at second in Vasquez, 2 away, bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch. That one hits him on the leg. And Benny Wilson, again, it's been some control issues in this fourth inning. Now the 9-hole hitter in Zaid Brannigan. The shortstop flied out to center in the second. He's back at the dish. In the mound meeting with Russ Burrows speaking with Benny Wilson. Russ Burrows, former left-handed pitcher. Played for Lipscomb. Then a couple years of indie ball. Made his first professional appearance in the Pecos League against the Alpine Cowboys. I am calling the game, Lucas Johnson. And I continue to get players walking past me saying what's up, and it's unique. I've never had that experience as a broadcaster. And Benny Wilson will remain in the game. Sharks up 3-0 in the bottom of the fourth. Vasquez at second, Darnell at first. Wilmington made the 2-hour trek to Greenville. This pitch bounced over to the shortstop S.H.A.R.K.S. Throw over to first to retire the side. So the Yard Gnomes, they leave 2 stranded. 1 run scores off 1 hit. Wilmington up 3-1, going into the 5th on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doIHavePrediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Here we are for the 5th inning and the debut of the 5th inning face cam. I'm really excited for this inning. We'll see if we'll make it a regular thing or just maybe a 5th inning occurrence. Either way, exciting that we can do this. And up to hit now for the Sharks, Trace Wilhoit. And it looks like a new pitcher, Gage. They said Gage Griggs. The fastball comes in for ball 1 to the first baseman, Wilhoit. Wilhoit bounces this next pitch over to the third baseman, Vasquez. 2 steps, throw over to first for the first out of the 5th inning. So Wilhoit, now 1 for 2 today. Remember, he had that RBI double in the second to give the Sharks their 3rd run. They're up 3-1 against the Greenville Yard Gnomes. The Sharks are 8-3, just half a game behind first place. As here's Jack Rothenhausler. Yard Gnomes, on the contrary, bottom of the division, 2-12. This pitch, hammered. That one gone. Jack Rothenhausler, a no-doubter out to left field. Absolutely punished that baseball. Sharks up 4-1. Jack Rothenhausler, the first long ball of the season for him. And man, and the right fielder, it's a new right fielder as Howard moved over to center. I don't know who it is. It's Parks Bauk. He said Rothenhausler didn't touch first, I believe, which would mean an out, because you have to touch every base when you round the bases. And Bauk continuing to complain as Johnson lines one foul into the netting. Sorry, that's Rothenhausler. So the second straight game for the Sharks in which someone has a solo shot. No balls, 1 strikes. Here's the pitch. This one, high fly ball on the first baseline, foul. And once again, here are my sunglasses. Well, they're not mine. They're the starter's, Aubrey Smith, who threw 3 shutout innings today. And so maybe he's going to have to give me his sunglasses every time, because that might mean no runs. I don't know. The 0-2 count, and the pitch fouled off. So 1 away in the top of the 5th. Sharks lead 4-1 after Jack Rothenhausler's solo shot. So I'll try to center myself. There we go. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Gillespie. A hit on the ground on the right side. And it gets past the second baseman as the sun continues to really block what's happening in the middle infield. We'll see what the official ruling is there by the scoreboard. Either way, Matt Gillespie gets on base for the second time this game. Now to hit is Justin Herrera, the man with the solo shot last time. He has a runner at first in Gillespie. Sharks up 4-1 with 1 away in the top of the 5th. Here's the pitch to Herrera, fastball rifled outside. Gillespie with an 8-foot lead off first. I believe it's still the lefty Gibson looking at him. Here's the pitch to Herrera, breaking ball outside the plate for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes to the designated hitter Herrera, the hero yesterday. Here's the pitch. There's a strike on the heart of the plate. So 2 balls, 1 strike to Herrera, who was 2 for 5 yesterday with a home run in the 2nd and the walk-off hit in the 9th. So far today, he's been 0 for 1 and a hit by pitch. Off goes Gillespie as Herrera swings, and the throw goes off into the center field. Gillespie running over to third, and he slides in safely. So it looks like a stolen base and an error by the catcher. That's Rodriguez. And it's really the golden hour, as there's a building out in the left field corner where the sun is just sitting on top of right now. So if I'm putting my hand up, that's how I'm trying to see the middle of the infield. So Herrera now with a 2-2 count and a runner at third in Gillespie. Here's the pitch. This one hit high above my head, foul. You might have been able to see that ball. So Herrera still at the plate with the 2-2 count. The runner at first and Matt Gillespie. Sharks up 4-1 in the top of the 5th. Here's the pitch. High, ball 3. Herrera has worked the count full. Herrera, a lengthy at bat. Here's the payoff pitch. Found the plate, was out of the glove of Rodriguez, and Herrera goes down looking. So now 2 away in the top of the 5th. Sharks still lead 4-1 as Joey DiMucci, the catcher up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 today with a base hit in the second where he scored, and then he went down swinging in the third. First pitch to him, ball 1. He has Matt Gillespie, the center fielder, at third. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This one hit high my way. Now I'm kind of... Oh, I thought that was... I couldn't see because of the umbrella. And that's caught out along the first base foul line. So the Sharks, they bring in another run off the Jack Rothenhausler solo shot. Another base hit leaves a runner on. They're up 4-1 going into the bottom of the 5th here on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network. Here for the bottom of the 5th inning, I'm Lance Williams on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network. Back in the bottom of the 5th inning fan cam. Boom. The Aubrey Smith shades. I told the assistant coach, Reese Sabo, that they add more swag to the broadcast, and I agree. Even though I was the one who said it, so I'm agreeing with myself, but he agreed. As back on the mound for the Sharks is Benny Wilson, up to hit the top of the order, and Joey Ciervo. Sharks up 4-1. The first pitch from Wilson bounced foul and then onto his back, it looks like. And so, I believe it's actually a pinch hitter. It's the pitch here. Ball 2. Correction, let that be ball 1. 1-1 count now to the man hitting first in the Yard Gnomes order. It's the pitch from Wilson into the netting foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And yeah, so Aiden Howard, he was moved to center field. Bauk was moved to right. And I don't know who's in the 1 spot, which was the starting center fielder, Joey Ciervo. Either way, it's a 2-2 count to the man who's hitting second. Yard Gnomes without numbers on their front. So the ball is hit over to the second baseman, Johnson. Back gets away from him. The throw is in there for the first out. And that was number 13, Griggs. That's Gage Griggs coming in. So 1 away in the bottom of the 5th. Sharks up 4-1. Sun beneath the horizon now, which unveils the center of the infield. So there's a pitch, ball 1, to Aiden Howard, the starting right fielder, now center fielder. Next pitch, ball 2, Benny Wilson, his second inning of relief. way in the bottom of the fifth. Sharks up 4-1. Here's this pitch. Inside, ball 3. To the man from Dallas Baptist University, Aiden Howard. Wilson now working quickly. Fires in a fastball for strike 1. We're live from Guy Smith Stadium in Greenville, North Carolina. Second time Sharks and Yard Gnomes have faced is this pitch. Hit high out to center field. Gillespie and Powell converging. It's the center fielder Gillespie making the grab for the second out. Now to hit is Jack Herring from Rollins College, the left fielder. Leads the Yard Gnomes in a lot of hitting statistics. Takes the first pitch, ball 1 beneath the knees. Leads the team in batting average, on base percentage, slugging, OPS, tied for total bases. Really, all the hitting stats that matter as he snubs one foul. He's not the team leader in home runs. That's Joe Ciervo, who has 3 opposed to Herring's 2. Ciervo left the game in the top of the 5th inning, though. Here's Wilson's next pitch. This one hit along the first base line. It's Will Hoyt stepping up to make the grab to retire the side. A 1-2-3 5th inning. 6th inning coming up next. Sharks up 4-1 against the Yard Gnomes on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network.
Smokey the Bear. Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do. Don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com. And remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. You can join the movement to end hunger by donating, volunteering, and advocating. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Here in the 6th inning, the Sharks, they lead the Yard Gnomes 4-1. A new pitcher on the mound for Greenville. That's Andrew Hansen. Number 39 by way. Well, it's his 7th appearance for the Yard Gnomes. He's pitched exactly 7 innings, allowed 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 of which were earned. He's walked 9, and he struck out 7. First pitch here for zone, strike 1. So Jackie Gibson pitches the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings, allows 1 run off 2 hits, issues 1 walk, and he strikes out 4. Now the 1-1 to zone. Fastball outside, ball 2. The Greenville Yard Gnomes, they lead the Coastal Plain League in walks at 102 going into this game as zone swings He fouls one off, count 2-2. The next closest team going into today, the Tri-City Chili Peppers at 81. And the Wilmington Sharks, they're at 48, which is the 6th fewest. The team with the lowest ERA as Zone takes a fastball upstairs for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the right fielder's Zone. 2 away in the top of the 6th. Wilmington leads 4-1. This pitch rings him up, strike 3. So now both bullpen arms, or the last 2 bullpen arms, I should say, for the Yard Gnomes, started off their outings with a strikeout. Now to the dish is Mike Stelrecht, who's 0 for 2 today. Went down swinging in the 2nd. In the 4th inning, he also went down swinging. Starting shortstop for today's contest. First pitch here by Hansen. Ball 1. Hansen, the righty. Next pitch. Can't find the zone. Ball 2. Hansen from Fort Hays State, where he just concluded his junior season. 6'1", 180-pound righty. Next pitch, hit on the ground, right to the second baseman. Shovels it over to first. Not really a shovel throw, actually. But it's thrown over to Delgado for the second out. So now 2 away in the 6th. The lineup card flips as Connor Powell up to hit. Sharks up 4-1 in the 6th inning with 2 away. Connor Powell 0 for 2 today. In the 4th inning, he reached on a walk. This pitch, beneath the knees, ball 1. The sun continues to creep beneath the horizon on the left field corner. As the sun begins to set, there's strike 1 to Powell. A beautiful summer evening on a Saturday night in Greenville, North Carolina. So now the 1-1 to Powell. Bounced. Goes foul. It was just hammered right in front of home plate. Had a chance of staying fair. Sharks trying not to go down. 1-2-3 for the first time this game. Hansen. Here's the 1-2. This one. Hit on the ground over the first baseman, Delgado. Underhand throw to Hansen. Tags the bag. The Sharks 3 up, 3 down. Bottom of the 6th coming up next. Wilmington leads 4-1 on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doIHavePrediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Sharks up 4-1 against Greenville. First pitch fired beneath the knees, ball 1 to Adriel Delgado. Benny Wilson still on the bump, his 3rd inning. This pitch, ball 2. Benny Wilson, not a guy who usually starts games. This pitch, there's strike 1. Instead, he's more of a long middle reliever. Wow, that's a harsh audio played by the PA booth. This is the 2-1 pitch beneath the knees, ball 3. It was that one fish from SpongeBob. It was like, this guy stinks. It's like, geez, man, it's just ball 2. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's Wilson's pitch. This one hit high out to left field. Looks like it's foul territory, and Powell tries to dive, and it drops fair. Delgado over to second with a stand-up double. Just beautiful placement there. Able to keep that ball fair. So a leadoff double for Adriel Delgado, hitting 4th. He's now 2 for 2. Now to hit is Parks Bauk from Lipscomb. Started at second base. He's been playing in right. No outs in the bottom of the 6th with a runner at second in Delgado. Sharks lead 4-1. Wilson. Fastball just beneath the knees for ball 1. So Wilson's 1-0 pitch. Check swing. Did he go around? First base umpire says he did not. So now a 2-0 count to the Greenville right fielder. Wilson, head on a swivel. Looking at the runner at second. Now he fires a pitch inside, ball 3. So the runner at second, that's Adriel Delgado. The Greenville Yard Gnomes, 6th in the CPL in base run and stolen bases at 27. So there's a called strike. Count 3-1 now. There's an auto zone beyond the third base foul line. It's now illuminated as the 3-1 pitch hit on the line, foul on the left side. Speaking of that auto zone over there, so there's a little highway right beyond the third base line. And during batting practice, Matt Gillespie just pounded a pitch by Russ Burrows out to just about the street. It's very impressive. So now it's a full count to Parks Bauk. Fastball outside, ball 4. So now the Yard Gnomes have 2 on with no outs to start the 6th inning. That's Delgado with his leadoff double, and now Bauk with the walk. Now up to get some swings, Carlos Vasquez from Western Kentucky. Vasquez, 3rd season of summer ball. Played the past 2 years with the Dansville Dans of the Prospect League. First pitch, ball 1. So it's Delgado at second, Bauk at first. Sharks up 4-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Still no outs. It's Benny Wilson here in his 3rd inning of relief as this ball is roped out to right field. That will go for a base hit. Rounding third is Delgado. And the throw over to home plate. No cutoff man there. So So let that be Delgado holding up at third. I thought he rounded. So the bases are loaded. And the go-ahead run is at the plate in Nick Rodriguez, who's already 1 for 1 today, plus a sac fly. And Russ Burrows out of the mound. Points to the bullpen. That'll be it for Benny Wilson, who goes 2 innings into the third. He does not record a single out. As Ethan Atkinson coming out now. We'll take a pause here on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network. Bases loaded, bottom of the 6th, no outs. Sharks up 4-1.
Your family is your legacy. Planning for a natural disaster will make sure you're all safe. Visit ready.gov/plan today for the tools and tips you need to protect that legacy. That's ready.gov/plan. A message brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Coming back, I'm Lance Williams on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network. Here on this YouTube channel, you can find select Sharks road games. It's audio coverage. And all Sharks home games and all Coastal Plain League games can be found on FloSports with video coverage. New pitcher on the mound, that's Ethan Atkinson, the lefty from Jacksonville State. They're the Gamecocks, his college teammate Caleb Johnson at second. Atkinson, this past spring, 10 appearances, 2 starts, 18 in the third innings thrown. He allowed just 7 earned runs. That's good for a 3.44 ERA. And Atkinson, 4 appearances, 5 innings pitched this season for the Sharks. Yet to record a run. He's allowed just 2 hits, walked 1, struck out 6. He's got some good stuff. So Benny Wilson pitches the 4th and 5th inning without allowing a run. In the 6th inning, starts it with a leadoff double, walks a runner, and then a base hit to load him. It's Delgado at third, Bauk at second. The tying run, Vasquez at first, and the go-ahead run in Nick Rodriguez, the catcher from the University of South Florida. And it's always strange, USF. The University of South Florida, Tampa's not South Florida at all. Atkinson, a lefty to face the lefty Rodriguez. First pitch hits him. Or no, it's a balk. Sorry, I was not looking. Got corrected by a man in the stands. Shout out to him. So each runner will advance. Sharks now up 4-2. So Ethan Atkinson comes into the game before he can even throw a pitch. It's a balk. Delgado has now scored both runs. So now it's Bauk at third, Vasquez at second. Still no outs in the top of the 6th. Sharks up 4-2. And the manager, Russ Burrows, out of the dugout, disagrees with the balk call. Still pleading his case. Quite frankly, I didn't see what happened. So Nick Rodriguez, left-handed hitting catcher, throws right. For 2023, he was actually the number 3 ranked catcher in the Sunshine State. Number 39 prospect overall. And he actually is from South Florida. He's from Miami Sunset Senior High School in, well, Miami. So Russ Burrows now on the mound speaking to his reliever, Ethan Atkinson, trying to get the situation figured out. So Atkinson came in with the bases loaded and then issued a balk, which scored Delgado from third, moved Bauk from second to third, and Vasquez from first to second. And Atkinson and Burrows, finally their conversation ends. And it's looks like it's overturned. Perhaps. I'm not sure. He said it was safe. Well, I don't know. I don't have point streak either to inform me. Delgado or Rodriguez's first pitch. Well, the first pitch he sees swings off into the netting. So the Sharks up 4-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning against the Yard Gnomes, who have Bauk at third, Vasquez at second. Ethan Atkinson fires a called strike on the outside corner. Count 0-2 to the catcher Rodriguez. Atkinson's 0-2. Check swing. Drop third strike. DiMucci gloves it, throws over to first for the first out of the 6th inning. So a K2-3. So now one away. Sharks still up 4-2. The runner at third is Parks Bauk. At second, it's Carlos Vasquez. Up to the dish now is Sean Darnell, grounded out to, it was a 6-1 ground out in the second, very strange. And it was hit by the pitch in the 4th. Now the pitch from Atkinson. Fired beneath the knees, ball 1. One ball, no strikes, one away, 2 Yard Gnomes in scoring position. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Check swing, says he went around. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the designated hitter, Sean Darnell. Was Bauk at third, Vasquez at second. Sharks looking to extend their winning streak to 5. Here's the 1-1 pitch, buried into the dirt. DiMucci, excellent job getting a hold of that one. And Joey DiMucci has struggled in terms of hitting for contact these past 2 years out of Monmouth, below 200. But he's really just a stellar backdrop. Here's the 2-1 from Atkinson. Snipped into the backdrop foul. So Ethan Atkinson, the pitcher, an even count to Sean Darnell, the DH, with runners at third in Bauk and the runner at second in Vasquez. Vasquez the tying run. It's 4-2, Wilmington. Here's the pitch from DiMucci. This one tipped out to the left side, foul. Two balls, 2 strikes now. Atkinson leaning in for the signal from his catcher DiMucci, who's in the transfer portal. The 2-2 pitch. Did he go around? Third base umpire says he did not. The count full now. A walk here would load the bases for the 9-hole hitter, Zaid Brannigan. Atkinson, chain glistening as the sun sets. This pitch. High fly ball out to left field. Caught by Powell. The runner at third, Delgado, will tag. And it's not in time. Sharks lead cut to 1 run. It's now 4-3 Sharks. Second sacrifice fly of the game for the Yard Gnomes. Both have been out to left field. The runner at second, Vasquez, he stays there. He's the lone runner now. With 2 outs, Wilmington up 4-3. Here's Zaid Brannigan up to hit. Ethan Atkinson from Chipley, Florida in the Panhandle. First pitch, strike 1. He's the only Floridian on the team. Plays for Jacksonville State in Alabama, though, as the 0-1 way high. One ball, one strike to Brannigan. With 2 outs and a runner at second in Vasquez. Atkinson looks over at Vasquez. It was an 8-foot lead. This ball softly hit on the left side foul. Good job there by the Yard Gnomes third base coach. Sky continues to dim. The lights beaming here at Guy Smith Stadium. Recently renovated for the newly anointed CPL team. This pitch into the dirt. Ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Brannigan. Exon once again looks over at the run at second, and Vasquez fires a missile, but it's high for ball 3. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a runner at second, and Vasquez. Sharks lead has been cut to 1. They're up 4-3. Payoff pitch. Down for ball 4. So, Ethan Atkinson now with a runner at second. And Vasquez and a runner at first. And Brannigan. The runner at second, Vasquez, still the responsibility of the previous arm, Benny Wilson. Atkinson's first pitch here, inside fastball. That's to the top of the order. And Gage Griggs, the pinch hitter, came in the 5th. Grounded out to second in that lone plate appearance. Now the 1-0. Yeah, Atkinson all of a sudden struggling to find the zone here. 2 balls, no strikes. He leans in. Demushi on the plate. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Ethan Atkinson went to the heater there, and the second baseman, Griggs, couldn't touch it. Sharks half a game behind first place. Here's this pitch. Fastball just inside ball 3. A walk here, or a ball here would load the bases. The Yard Gnomes 2 for 12 this season. Sharks trying to make it 2-13. Here's the pitch from Atkinson. This one lifted left side. Foul. So it's a full count with runners at first and second. That's Vasquez at second, Brannigan at first. They will take off with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Yard Gnomes have already scored 2 runs this frame. The lead now 4-3 Sharks. Here's the payoff pitch. This one hit on the right side, foul. It's Wilhoy chasing it, and it's off the green shed. And what a catch there by Lucas Johnson, a 1 bouncer off that shed. And he bare hands that one. Now he wipes his hand off. Ball. The count remains 3-2 to Griggs, with runners at second in Vasquez and first in Brannigan. 2 away. Runners dancing. Here's the pitch. Ball 4 inside. The bases are now loaded with 2 outs, with Aiden Howard, the center fielder, who's 1 for 4 today, or 1 for 3 today. Base hit in the first. He was ultimately picked off Grounded to short in the third, flied out to center in the fifth. He has Vasquez at third, Brannigan at second, and Griggs at first with 2 away in the bottom of the sixth. Wilmington there on top 4-3. Atkinson, first pitch, breaking ball, ball 1. Ethan Atkinson trying to get out of a bases loaded jam. This 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. The runner at third, that's the responsibility of the previous reliever, Benny Wilson. The other 2 guys, that's on Ethan Atkinson. Now the 1-1 pitch, another swing and a miss, strike 2. Atkinson wipes his chin on his right sleeve. Twilight hours in Greenville. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, he got him. Not before the Yard Gnomes can add 2 runs off 1 hit. They leave the bases loaded. Sharks up 4-3 going into the 7th on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Your family is your legacy. Planning for a natural disaster will make sure you're all safe. Visit ready.gov/plan today for the tools and tips you need to protect that legacy. That's ready.gov/plan. A message brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Clouds of cotton candy on the sky with a summer sunset here in Greenville. The Sharks, they lead 4-3 against the Yard Gnomes in the 7th inning. Still, Hansen on the mound for Greenville. Up to hit is Caleb Johnson. Here's the first pitch to Johnson. Ball 1. Johnson, the switch hitter, back to hitting left. Now Hansen's 1-0. This one softly bounced. And it looks like it's foul. So it went foul before it, I guess, ran fair. So Johnson stays alive. Johnson today popped out to third in the first, base hit and scored in the second, grounded to second in the fourth. And here come the umpires to converge on the infield grass, trying to make sure they got that call right. It was a soft bouncing ball over to first. So Johnson back at the plate. I believe it should be an 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. Can't find the zone. So it's actually a 2-1 count. The reliever Hansen on the mound. Fires the 2-1 to the second baseman. Beneath the knees, ball 3. And Hansen, he has his elbow locked. The ball behind his back. So now this pitch, ball 4, and it gets out of the glove of Rodriguez. So leadoff walk in the 7th. Here's Trace Wilhoit. Powerful hitter, and there's a balk. So now, balk in favor of the Sharks this time. It's Johnson now to second. Wilhoit twirls his bat. As the left field corner now illuminated with clouds of pink. His first pitch to Wilhoit, softly bounced over to the pitcher. Looks around over for Johnson, but he throws to first for the first out of the 7th inning. Not before Johnson can get over to third, so the Sharks, with another runner in scoring position, will in better position to score. Wilhoit now 1 for 3 today with a walk and a double. Takes the first pitch in the dirt for ball 1 in the top of the 7th inning against the Greenville Yard Gnomes. Now the 1-0 pitch, out of the mitt, but it's in the zone, strike 1. So right now, the Peninsula Pilots, they trail 5-2. They're tied for first with Wilson. There's now the 1-1 pitch, beneath the knees, ball 2. They're tied for first with Wilson at 9-3. And so if the Sharks win tonight, because Wilson's not playing tonight, those two teams will be knotted up at 9-3. Is the 2-1 pitch down, and then Peninsula will be 9-4. So it's really just, I mean, it's not to say it's a 3-man race or a 3-team race, because Morehead City, they're 1 game behind. Because there's ball 4 to Rothenhausler. Now the Sharks with the runners on both corners. Johnson at third, Rothenhausler at first. But so those 3 teams, Peninsula, Sharks, and Tobbs, they could all be, once again, within a half a game of each other after today. And so, of course, Sharks, they need to win that. That's assuming Holly Springs can beat Peninsula. And really, it's all the Sharks can do is there's swing and a miss, strike 1, Matt Gillespie. All the Sharks can do is try to win the games that they have in front of them. Here's the pitch to Gillespie, strike 2. He's quickly down the count, no balls, 2 strikes. He has a runner at third in Johnson, runner at first in Rothenhausler. Gillespie 1 for 2 with a walk today and a stolen base. Here's the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, off goes Rothenhausler. The throw, oh, and it's a double steal. Johnson steals home, Rothenhausler second. Beautiful base run. And it was a little surprising because Rothenhausler doesn't have much speed. And so that would kind of show that there was a double steal attempt. As it's Matt Gillespie's, actually he went down swinging, sorry. It's Justin Herrera now to hit. with 2 outs. Rothenhauser at second. Sharks now up 5-3. Next pitch, ball 2 inside. Two balls, no strikes to Justin Herrera, the designated hitter. Coming off of that 2-for-5 game yesterday, lined out to right in the first, hit by the pitch in the third, went down looking in the fifth. He takes the next pitch, ball 3. Herrera from Connecticut, ball 4. Sharks now with 2 runners on again. And Herrera at first, Rothenhauser at second. Justin Herrera, back home, he would take the train to Yankees games. This time he takes ball 4. He walks over to first. As up to hit now is Joey DiMucci, the catcher so far today. A base hit in the second, reached second on the wild pitch, and he ultimately scored off an error by the right fielder, Howard. Went down swinging in the third, popped out to the first baseman in the fifth. Takes the first pitch, ball 1. Aaron Hansen. The third arm used out of the Yard Gnomes bullpen. Releases a pitch beneath the knees of DiMucci for ball 2. It's his second inning as a reliever. Now Hansen fires the 2-0. There's a strike down the middle. Count 2-1. DiMucci with Rothenhauser at second. Herrera at first. With 2 away in the top of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Ball 3. Hansen taking his time, no pitch clock in the CPL. There's the 3-1 pitch. Breaking ball finds the zone for a called strike. So a full count now with 2 away in the top of the 7th. Sharks up 5-3. Rothenhauser at second, Herrera at first. They will take off the release. There they go. Here's the pitch. This one softly bounced up the middle. That's an infield hit for Joey DiMucci. Runners both advance. The base is now loaded. Joey DiMucci, he's 2 for 4 today. Now to the dish is Oliver Zone with the bases loaded and 2 outs. That's Rothenhauser at third, Herrera at second, DiMucci at first. And the mound meeting commences with the manager, Jack Schaefer, speaking. And there will be a pitching change with 2 outs in the 7th. We'll take a pause here on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Sharks up 5-3 in the top of the 7th.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Your family is your legacy. Planning for a natural disaster will make sure you're all safe. Visit ready.gov/plan today for the tools and tips you need to protect that legacy. That's ready.gov/plan. A message brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doIHavePrediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
New pitcher on the mound, that's Todd Neeb. Bases loaded for Oliver Zone in the bottom of the 7th with 2 outs. Here's Neeb. Down low, ball 1. The runner's on. Rothenhausler at third, Herrera at second, DiMucci at first. Oliver Zone, not a power hitter, but he does produce some quality contact. Neeb is 6'6", almost a foot taller than Zone. Fouls the next pitch into the mitt of the catcher Rodriguez. Count 1-1. Oliver Zone with 1 run batted in. He's 3 for 7 going into this game. 6 games, a primary pinch runner. Here's the 1-1 to Zone. Swing and miss, strike 2. Todd Neeb from Florida Atlantic University. The Beach Boys down in Boca. Rothenhausler at third. Second base Herrera. DiMucci at first. 2 away in the bottom of the 7th, the top of the 7th. Here's the 1-2. That one's high. Eye level for Zone. So now a 2-2 count for Oliver Zone. The bases loaded, 2 away in the top of the 7th. Sharks lead 5-3. Zone would love to extend that. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So the Sharks leave the bases loaded in the top of the 7th. They do score 1 run off 1 hit. The run came in on a double steal attempt for Caleb Johnson. We'll stretch it out. Sharks up 5-3 over the Yard Gnomes on the Wilmington Sharks Broadcast Network.
Smokey the Bear. Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do. Don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com, and remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Scarlett Johansson. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. You can join the movement to end hunger by donating, volunteering, and advocating. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Coming out of the stretch, Sharks lead 5-3 against the Greenville Yard Gnomes. New pitcher on the mound. That's Kyle Laser, the righty from Westchester University. The Golden Rams, his teammate Avery Spencer, not in the lineup today. Kyle Laser, 4 appearances going into today. 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. And an excellent name for a pitcher, as up to hit now is Jack Herring. First pitch to him, there's an absolute laser for strike 1. Laser's next pitch, soft bouncer, or hard bouncer, right to Laser, underhand throw to Will Hoyt at first for the first out. Man, what a display of reflexes by the righty. That hit is Abdriel Delgado, the first baseman from Jacksonville University. In Jacksonville, they had a very good season. First pitch there is strike 1. They had a losing record, but they had midweek wins over, at the time, number 6 ranked Florida. And then they only lost by Florida State twice by 2 runs. Is this pitch lined right to Laser? Oh my goodness. Kyle Laser. His glove is just, I don't know, an L1. So 2 away now in the bottom of the 7th. Sharks up 5-3 over the Yard Gnomes. Now the hit is Parks Bauk from Lipscomb. So far tonight, put out in the first, flied out to center in the 4th, walked and scored in the 6th. Laser's first offering, ball 1. Laser leans in. Now he unleashes the 1-0. Fastball finds the plate for strike 1. Next pitch, ball 2. Kyle Laser looking for a 1-2-3 inning here. It's Parks Bauk at the dish. Laser's release. Breaking ball drifts outside, ball 3. Greenville, the Yard Gnomes. As you can imagine, their ballpark is rather green. Next pitch, outside, ball 4. So it's not a 1-2-3 inning for Laser. As he walks, the right fielder, Parks Bauk. Now to the dish is Carlos Vasquez, who's had a very good night. He's reached 3 times. Base knock in the 2nd, walked in the 4th, base hit again in the 6th. He has gotten in scoring position twice, but he hasn't been brought home, as he is the tying run. He has Bauk at first. Here's the pitch from Laser. Inside corner, called strike. Bauk, the 5-foot lead off first. Will Hoyt holding him on near this pitch. Another strike. Laser. Now up in the count. Laser releases the 0-2. Releases? I meant to say unleashes. Maybe releases. Instead, a combination of both words came out, as it's now a 1-2 count to the third baseman, Vasquez. Laser looking to retire him for the first time as off goes Bauk. A high chopper over to the second baseman. Johnson gloves it, throws it over to Will Hoyt at first to retire the side. No runs. The Yard Gnomes leave a runner on. Sharks up 5-3 going into the 8th on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Your family is your legacy. Planning for a natural disaster will make sure you're all safe. Visit ready.gov/plan today for the tools and tips you need to protect that legacy. That's ready.gov/plan. A message brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Eighth inning. Wilmington Sharks have traveled here to Greenville to face the Yard Gnomes. Fins up 5-3 with Mike Stelrecht, Connor Powell, Caleb Johnson up to hit. Still on the mound for Greenville, that's Todd Neeb from Boca Raton, or from Florida Atlantic in Boca Raton. The FAU Owl. Here's the pitch. Ball one. Stelrecht checked his swing. Stelrecht, third season of summer ball. He's here with the Sharks this time. The 1-0. Can't find the zone ball two. Neeb recorded the final out of the previous inning. That was a strikeout with the bases loaded. It was Oliver Zone who went down. Here's the 2-0 to Stelrecht. And another ball. Good plate discipline here by Mike Stelrecht. Neeb working from the stretch. Fires the 3-0 pitch. Finally finds the zone here in the 8th inning. Count 3-1 to Stelrecht. The sky almost completely void of light. It's the 3-1 pitch, swung on and missed, and Neeb has now worked the count full. So going into this game, the Yard Gnomes, they're averaging 4.07 runs per game as this one is hit along the first base foul line, and it's caught by the first baseman Delgado for the first out. Yard Gnomes averaging just above 4 runs, which is bottom third in the CPL. Sharks, they're averaging 5.64, which is middle of the pack. But it's really the Sharks pitching. They're averaging 3.64 runs allowed. But the zookeepers, not the zookeepers, the Yard Gnomes, they're allowing a 7.79. So their offense has been about their average tonight, but their pitching a little better than normal. The plate is Connor Powell with a 1-0 count. Neves pitch, and it hits him. Fastball finds Connor Powell, and he reaches for the second time in painful fashion. Sharks get a base runner in the 8th inning with 1 away. They lead 5-3 against the Greenville Yard Gnomes. Coming up now is Caleb Johnson, who's had a long day. Popped out to third in the first, base hit and scored in the second, grounded to second in the fourth, walked and scored in the 7th. Here he is again with Powell at first, and the 5-3 Sharks lead. First pitch, breaking ball, outside corner, strike one. Neeb looks over at first, where Connor Powell has an 8-foot lead. His 5 stolen bases on the year. It's the 0-1 pitch to Johnson above the chest for ball 1. Now the 1-1 to Johnson. Chopper over to short. Throw over to second for out number 2. Throw over to first. And the 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. So the Sharks, they still lead 5-3 going into the bottom of the 8th on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S.Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Your family is your legacy. Planning for a natural disaster will make sure you're all safe. Visit ready.gov/plan today for the tools and tips you need to protect that legacy. That's ready.gov/plan, a message brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Bottom of the 8th, Sharks lead 5-3 over the Greenville Yard Gnomes. Live from Guy Smith Stadium, I'm Lance Williams on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network. As a new pitcher on the mound for Wilmington. That is Jake Engel, the 6'5" righty, Golden Knights of Gannon University. Now to hit the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Yard Gnomes. It's Nick Rodriguez, Sean Darnell, and Zaid Brannigan. Rodriguez today singled in the second, sac fly. As he hits this one out towards Rothenhauser at third, fires to Will Hoyt for the first out. So before I could even read off his hitting line, he goes down. So 1 away now in the bottom of the 8th. Up to hit now is Sean Darnell. He's 0 for 1, a 6-1 ground out in the second. Was hit by the pitch in the fourth. Sac fly out to left in the sixth. Here's the pitch from Engel. Smacked out to center field. Chasing it is Gillespie. That will drop. One hop off the fence. He's running over to second. The throw cut off by Johnson. So a 1-out double for Darnell. So the Yard Gnomes, they have Darnell at second and the tying run in Brannigan at the plate. With 1 out in the bottom of the 8th, Sharks up 5-3. Jake Engel fires a fastball high for ball 1. And Engel, a quiet guy, but his pitches scream velocity, at least his fastball. The runner at second is Darnell. 1 away, Sharks up 5-3. Engel looks over at Darnell. Now he releases the 1-0 pitch, which is tipped on the left or the right side foul. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Zaid Brannigan from Western Kentucky University. The runner at first in Darnell. Sharks lead 5-3. Wilmington looking to move their winning streak to 5. Yard Gnomes looking for their 3rd win of the season. Engel stands up tall, unleashes the 1-1. Drifts into the dirt. 2 balls, 1 strikes with big number 50. The largest jersey number for the Sharks belongs to Jake Engel, the big righty from Gannon University. Here comes the 2-1 upstairs. Engel continues to lean in for the signal from his catcher. Now the 3-1 pitch, strike on the inside part of the plate. And that catcher is still the starter, Joey DiMucci, as it's a full count to the 9-hole hitter, Zaid Brannigan. Darnell at second. Here's the pitch. This one softly hit out to right field, dropping for a base hit. Grabbing it is Zone, rounding third, and going home is Darnell. Sharks lead now down to 1. The Yard Gnomes with the tying run at first. A good piece of hitting there by Brannigan, an opposite side base hit, which stayed fair on the first base line. It's the Yard Gnomes' 7th hit of the game. The Sharks, they just have 4. So back-to-back hits from the bottom of the Yard Gnomes order as Russ Burrows speaking with Jake Engel on the mound. Looks like he'll stay in there. Still just 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Yard Gnomes threatening with the tying run at first. And Zaid Brannigan. Sharks lead 5-4. Now the top of the Yard Gnomes order, Gage Griggs up to hit. Replace the starter Joey Siervo, who's in right field or center field. He's playing second as off goes the runner to first, sliding in safely. That's Brannigan with a swipe. And so Brannigan in his second game, now he has his first stolen base. The tying run in scoring position now. So here's the 1-0 count. The pitch to Griggs. That one's high. Brannigan just displayed some speed by stealing second. 1 ball, 1 strike. Went out to Griggs, runner at second. Sharks up 5-4. This pitch released into the zone, strike 2. Engel looking to keep the Sharks on top in this 8th inning. This is 1-2 pitch, which is laced on the right side foul. So the count now 1-2 to Griggs with Brannigan at second. This pitch, strike 3 on the inside corner. Now 2 away in the 8th. Up to the dish now is Aiden Howard, 1 for 4 today, a base hit in the first, 6-3 ground out in the third, flied out to the center fielder Gillespie in the 5th. Went down swinging in the 6th. Here he is with an opportunity to tie this game or take the lead. He has Brannigan at second. Sharks on top, 5-4. On the mound still is Jake Engel. Here's his pitch. Snubbed into the netting, foul. Leaning in his Engel. Looks around. Releases the 0-1 pitch above the chest. Brannigan hustles back over to second. He's continuing to produce a small lead off that base. 2 away in the bottom of the 8th. Sharks looking to defeat the Greenville Yard Gnomes. Engel. His pitch, outside the plate, ball 2. Howard steps out, rolls his shoulders back, sets his feet in the left-handed box against the righty Engel. Here's his 2-1. Beneath the knees, maybe away, ball 3. So a 3-1 count to Aiden Howard from Dallas Baptist, and he goes down, or he doesn't go down, but he swings. So now it's a full count to the starting right fielder who moved to center field in the 5th. Runner Brannigan at second. 2 away. Engel looking to keep the Sharks in front. Payoff pitch. Can't find the plate. Looked like it was off of the plate. So the go-ahead run is now at first off Aiden Howard, who just drew a walk. And now this is not the guy the Sharks want to face. That's Jack Herring. And that's it for Jake Engel. Burrows points to the bullpen, which is on in the right field corner. So the Yard Gnomes, they have 2 runners on. Brannigan at second, Howard at first. A new pitcher in the mound for the Sharks. With 2 away in the bottom of the 8th, we'll take a pause on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Your family is your legacy. Planning for a natural disaster will make sure you're all safe. Visit ready.gov/plan today for the tools and tips you need to protect that legacy. That's ready.gov/plan. A message brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Here in Wilmington, or not in Wilmington, sorry. Here in Greenville, the Wilmington Sharks against the Yard Gnomes. And the Yard Gnomes really threatening. They have the tying run at second in Zaid Brannigan. And the go-ahead run, Aiden Howard at first. 2 outs, Jack Herring up to the dish. Sharks lead 5-4. The new pitcher on the mound is Ryan DeWeese from East Stroudsburg University in Pennsylvania. The big-time righty, 6'5", 245 pounds. Coming off an excellent season with the Warriors. 7-0 record, 13 appearances, all starts, a 3.52 ERA. He's only coming out of the bullpen thus far for the Sharks. First pitch to Herring. Can't find the zone, ball 1. Deweese has pitched in 5 games, 4 1/3, 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts this season. The Navy and Baby Blue. This pitch into the dirt, ball 2. DiMucci charges to get in front of it. One run has come home this inning for the Yard Gnomes. Now the 2-0 pitch. Dashes inside. DiMucci, a great job getting his glove out to stop it. And so, you got to wonder. Russ Burrows, he probably just said, don't throw strikes to this guy. And, but a ball here would load the bases. The 3-0. Strike 1 on the outside corner. So I just got bug flew past me. It's 3 balls, 1 strike. Brannigan at second, Howard at first. 2 away in the bottom of the 8th. Ryan DeWeese, the third arm, used out of the bullpen. Fires a fastball inside for ball 4. So the bases are loaded for the Greenville Yard Gnomes with the tying run Brannigan at third, the go-ahead run Aiden Howard at second, and just a consolation run Jack Herring, he's at first. And then now at the dish is Abdel Delgado, who's had a really good night today, 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and a double. First pitch to him, lifted on the left side, foul. Jake Engel recorded the first 2 outs. Now it's Ryan DeWeese trying to put away this 8th inning. Sharks up 5-4. DeWeese, this ball fouled towards the fence on the Greenville dugout. So So Deweese quickly up 0-2 over Delgado. He is the cleanup hitter, the first baseman. He's had a great night thus far. Heckles coming out of the Yard Gnomes dugout. The 0-2. Lined on the right side, foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 2 outs. This ball smacked out on the left side. Will it drop fair? No. That ball was close to no man's land, but instead it drifted left. The Sharks might have caught a break. So the count still no balls, 2 strikes. Brannigan at third, Howard at second, Herring at first. Wilmington on top, 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th. It's Abe Delgado. Deweese shakes off the pitch from DiMucci. Now he's standing high. The 0-2 pitch, this one bounced high. Looks like this is fair. DiMucci grabs it, tags home, and it's foul. Sharks thought they caught a break. Instead, it's a long at-bat here for Abe Delgado, who still has no balls and 2 strikes. The left and right field walls are pretty shallow, but center field goes deep, and Matt Gillespie, the center fielder, he's high up in it. Bases loaded, 2 away. Here's his pitch. This one hit on the line on the left side, foul. Delgado just won't go away. The cleanup man, Deweese, trying to put the mop back in the closet. Bases loaded, 2 away. Sharks up by 1. Deweese's 0-2 pitch. This one's hit on the line right up the middle. Getting in front of it is S.H.A.R.K.S, but it gets in front of him. That will score 1. And it scores 2. Yard Gnomes, for the first time tonight, they're up. Mike S.H.A.R.K.S, good job getting in front of that ball, but it got out of his mitt. And so it's not ruled an error, but it's like the 3rd play by Mike S.H.A.R.K.S where he hasn't gone far above and beyond. So the Yard Gnomes now up 6-5 over the Sharks. It's up to hit is Parks Bauk. Takes the first pitch, ball 1. Herring at second, Delgado at first. Delgado now 3 for 4 today. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This one roped out to left field, dropping for a base hit. Delgado rounding third. That'll come home. Yard Gnomes now up 7-5. Sorry, that was Herring scoring. Delgado now at second. In the 4-run 8th inning, has Greenville up 7-5 over the Wilmington Sharks. Now to hit is Carlos Vasquez, the last Yard Gnome, on for ball 1. Runners at second in Delgado, Bauk at first, 2 away. The 1-0 from DeWeese, hammered out to right field. Tracking it is Zone. That will drop off the wall for a base hit. Rounded third, the throw back home. No, a 2-run double. This is now a 6th-run, 8th inning for the Greenville Yard Gnomes, who are now up 9-5 over Wilmington. So the Yard Gnomes have now batted around, and Vasquez is 3 for 4. Now to hit is Nick Rodriguez, who started this inning off with a ground out. Picks the first pitch, swinging, strike 1. Count 0-1 with 2 outs. All of the Yard Gnomes runs have come out. All of the Yard Gnomes runs have come with 2 outs in the 8th inning. So let me correct that. All but 1. So still 5. Deweese uses 0-1 pitch, cut on, strike 2. The runner at second in Carlos Vasquez. The Yard Gnomes have batted around. Deweese continues to get heckles from the dugout. This ball smacked on the roof, foul. It's the Yard Gnomes dugout. Deweese seems a little rattled. Runner at second in Carlos Vasquez, who's 3 for 4 today. Here's his 0-2, drifts outside, ball 1. Ryan Deweese looking to put an end to this catastrophic 8th inning that has seen the Yard Gnomes plate 6. They now lead 9-5. Here's the pitch from Deweese, lined out to left field, foul. And it is important to note, though, last night the Sharks entered the 9th inning trailing by 4 runs as well. They ended up scoring 5 and walking it off. Obviously you can't walk it off on the road, but just show the Sharks in a similar situation just yesterday as that pitch fouled off. The 1-2, outside, ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. A runner at second in Vasquez. 2 away in the bottom of the 8th. Yard Gnomes up 9-5. This pitch popped out. The second baseman, Johnson, barely has to move. He finally puts an end to this 8th inning. Not before the Yard Gnomes can bat around, score 6 runs off 4 hits, no errors, a runner left on base. Sharks enter the 9th inning for the 2nd straight night, trailing by 4 runs. It's 9-5 Yard Gnomes on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doIHavePrediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created a plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Your family is your legacy. Planning for a natural disaster will make sure you're all safe. Visit ready.gov/plan today for the tools and tips you need to protect that legacy. That's ready.gov/plan, a message brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
So the Sharks enter the 9th inning, trailing by 4 runs. It's 9-5 Yard Gnomes after a 6-run 8th inning rally by the green and yellow. So it's the 3, 4, 5 hitters up for the Sharks, starting with Trace Wilhoit, followed by Jack Rothenhausler and Matt Gillespie. Each of those guys with a base hit. Wilhoit 1 for 3 with a double and a walk. Rothenhausler 1 for 2 with 2 walks and a solo shot. Gillespie 1 for 3 with a walk as well. First pitch to Wilhoit, strike 1. Last night the Sharks entered the 9th inning, trailing by 4 against the Asheboro Zookeepers. Here's the 0-1 to Wilhoit, inside, ball 1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Trace Wilhoit from Lipscomb University. The horn keeps blaring. That was the count 2-1. Comes the 2-1 pitch to Wilhoit, swung on and missed, strike 2. The Sharks won their last 4 games. They need a 9th inning miracle to keep that streak alive. It's the 2-2 to Wilhoit, just beneath the knees. Full count now. Sharks trail 9-5 in the top of the 9th. This pitch snubbed into the netting foul. Trace Wilhoit awaits the payoff pitch once again. Here it is, cut on and missed. Out number 1 in the 9th. It's still Todd Neeb on the mound. Finished off the 7th inning. Is still in. Looking to get the final 2 2/3 of this game. Here's Jack Rothenhausler, the solo shot in the 5th. It's the pitch from Neeb. Fastball fired inside. Neeb takes a deep breath. He unloads the 1-0 pitch, down low, ball 2. And so, will likely turn to a loss for the Wilmington Sharks. Just tough as they continue their battle towards the top of the East Division as that pitch way outside ball 3 now to Rothenhassler. But the Sharks, they'll be back in action tomorrow with a really pivotal game. That's against the Peninsula Pilots in Peninsula. A 3.5-hour trek over to Hampton. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Jack Rothenhassler. His 3rd time being walked. That'll bring up Matt Gillespie with 1 away in the top of the 9th. Sharks down 9-5 against the Yard Gnomes. Speaking of the Pilots, they lost their game to Holly Springs 5-3. So, while this outing for the Sharks not ideal, the Pilots, they also drop a game. First pitch here to Gillespie, in the zone, strike 1. And so that so the Pilots, they'll only be a half a game ahead of the Sharks tomorrow. So that'll be huge. Now Neebs 0-1. This one hit hard out to center field. It's Howard right there catching it on the line for the second out. Now here comes Justin Herrera. A home run and a walk-off hit yesterday, 2 for 5. And today, lined out to right in the 1st, hit by the pitch in the 3rd. Went down looking in the 5th, walked in the 7th. So he's reached base twice. He has Rothenhassler at first. First pitch to Herrera, fastball outside corner, strike 1. There's the 0-1 to Justin Herrera. Breaking ball finds the zone. Count 0-2. Sharks down to their last strike. 0-2 count, 2 outs, top of the 9th. They are down at 9-5 with Rothenhassler at first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. There it is. The Wilmington Sharks, they dropped to 8-4. The Yard Gnomes, they're now 3-12. Sharks give up 6 runs in the 8th inning. The Yard Gnomes win 9-5. Post-game show coming up next on the Wilmington Sharks Baseball Network.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Here in Greenville, the Yard Gnomes defeat the Wilmington Sharks 9-5, backed behind a 6-run 8th inning. The Sharks, they led up until that point, a 3-run second, powered behind a Caleb Johnson base hit, a Will Hoyt double, DiMucci base hit. and the help of an error by the right fielder Howard. They extended their lead in the 5th inning off a Jack Rothenhauser solo shot. Not before the Yard Gnomes could get on board in the 4th with 1 run. Sharks allowed 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th with a pair of hits. They left the bases stranded, so could have been worse. Then the top of the 7th, Sharks added another run. A nice double steal attempt by Rothenhauser and Johnson. Johnson was the one who scored. Then the game was scoreless till the bottom of the 8th. First runner was retired. Then a double, base hit, strikeout, looking, walk, base hit. Double, ground out, pop out. A 6-run 8th inning, that'll do it. The winning pitcher is Todd Neeb. In his debut, he's now 1-0 for the Yard Gnomes. The losing pitcher will be Jake Engel, now 0-1 on the season. So a tough loss for the Sharks. A game in which statistically they were the better team coming into this matchup. They were first in ERA at the time. They were a better hitting team than the Yard Gnomes. They were a better pitching team than the Yard Gnomes. But they come into Guy Smith Stadium. Yard Gnomes scored 9 runs off 10 hits, despite committing 4 errors. The Sharks just 5 runs off 4 hits with 1 error. These two teams, they're now 1-1 against each other. Let's take a look at the other games in the Coastal Plain League before we wrap this up. The Flamingos, Game 1, they won 7-4 over Lexington County. Game 2, the Blowfish won 5-1. Forest City Owls at home, they beat the Bacon 12-6. The High Toms lost in Martinsville 7-4. The Pilots lost in Holly Springs 5-3. The Asheboro Zookeepers hosted the Boone Bigfoots. Zookeepers won 7-5. Marlins and Tri-City, that game's in the bottom of the 9th. Tri-City, they trailed by 1 with an opportunity to tie it or walk it off. So, a tough outing for the Sharks. They'll be back in action tomorrow at Peninsula. That game will be streamed on FloSports, potentially streamed here with audio coverage as well. The Sharks, that game will be at 7 p.m. in Hampton. First game out of the state of North Carolina for Wilmington. We'll see how they fare against the 9-4 Pilots. So, once again, Sharks lose 9-5 against the Greenville Yard Gnomes. Sharks now 8-4. Yard Gnomes now with 3-12. I'm Lance Williams signing off from the Yard Gnomes field. That's Guy Smith Stadium, saying goodnight.